19 is the natural number following 18 and preceding 20. It is a prime number. In English speech, the numbers chapter 19 and 90 are often confused, as sounding very similar. When carefully enunciated, they differ in which syllable I stressed. 19, na-ntn, versus 90, na-nti. However, in dates such as 1999, and when contrasting numbers in the teens and when counting, such as 17, 18, 19, the stress shifts to the first syllable. 19, na-ntin. Mathematics. 19 is the eighth prime number. The sequence continues 23, 29, 31, 37. 19 is the seventh Mersenne prime exponent. 19 is the aliquot sum of two odd discrete semi-primes, 65 and 77, and is the base of the 19 aliquot tree. 19 is the lowest prime-centered triangular number, a centered hexagonal number and a Heegner number. The only non-trivial normal magic hexagon contains 19 hexagons. 19 is the first number with more than one digit that can be written from base 2 to base 19 using only the digits 0 to 9. The other number is 20. Technology. 19 is the TCP/IP port used for charging. Science. The atomic number of potassium. Astronomy. Every 19 years, the solar year and the lunar year align in what's known as the Metonic cycle. Religion. Islam. The number of angels guarding hell according to the Quran. Over it are 19, after which the Quran describes this number as being a trial for those who disbelieve, a sign for people of the scripture to be convinced, and that believers will increase in faith due to it. Quran code. There have been claims that patterns of the number 19 are present an unusual number of times in the Quran. The number of verse and surah together in the Quran which announces Jesus, son of Maryam's birth. Baha'i faith. In the Babi and Baha'i faiths, a group of 19 is called a Wahid, a unity. The numerical value of this word in the Abjad numeral system is 19. The Baha'i calendar is structured such that a year contains 19 months of 19 days each, as well as a 19-year cycle and a 361-year supercycle. The Bab and his disciples formed a group of 19. There were 19 apostles of Baha'u'llah. Music. 19 is a 1985 song by Paul Hardcastle, including sampled sound bites taken from a documentary about the Vietnam War in which 19 is claimed to have been the average age of United States soldiers killed in the conflict. The song was parodied by British satirist Rory Birkner under the pseudonym The Commentators as NN19, Not Out. The title referring to the batting average of David Gower, the England cricket captain, during his side's risible performance against the West Indies in 1984 when they lost 5-0. With a similar name and anti-Vietnam War theme. I Was Only 19, by the Australian group Red Gum reached number 1 on the Australian charts in 1983. In 2005 a hip-hop version of the song was produced by The Herd. Hey 19 is a song by American jazz rock band Steely Dan, written by members Walter Becker and Donald Fagen, and released on their 1980 album Gaucho. 19 has been used as an alternative to 12 for a division of the octave into equal parts. This idea goes back to Salinas in the 16th century, and is interesting in part because it gives a system of mean-tone tuning, being close to 1/3 mean tone. See 19 equal temperament. Some organs use the 19th harmonic to approximate a minor third. Literature. Stephen King's 8-book epic The Dark Tower saga employs the number 19 in books The Dark Tower, The Gunslinger, The Dark Tower v. Wolves of the Kala, The Dark Tower v. Song of Susanna, The Dark Tower 7. The Dark Tower, and The Wind Through the Keyhole as a mysterious and important number. They refer to the Quartet of 19, Directive 19. Many names add up to 19. 19 seems to permeate every aspect of Roland and his travelers' lives. In addition, the number ends up being a powerful key In Jodi Picoult's best-selling book 19 Minutes, the number 19 is referenced multiple times. It is most commonly referenced when referring to the main subject of the book, the school shooting rampage that took place over a span of 19 minutes. Games. The game of Go is played on a grid of 19 times 19 lines. 19 is the command in Age of Empires for the laughing emote. Though the maximum score for a cribbage hand is 29, there is no combination of cards that adds up to 19 points. Many cribbage players, therefore, jokingly refer to a 0-point hand as 19 points. In Ecuadorian card game 40, when counting the amount of cards gathered in a hand, the limit is 19, after which the count starts at 6 and represents the points achieved during that hand. Age 19. The final year a person is a teenager. This is the minimum age that is legal to buy tobacco products in the states Alabama, Alaska, New Jersey, Utah and several counties in New York including Nassau and Onondaga. This is the minimum age at which one can drink and buy alcohol in Canada except for the provinces of Alberta, Manitoba, and Quebec where the drinking and purchase age of alcohol is 18. This is the minimum age to marry in the state of Nebraska. In sports. In golf, the 19th hole is the clubhouse bar. In miniature golf, it is an extra hole on which the winner earns an instant prize. As of the most recently completed 2012 season, Major League Soccer has 19 teams. The jersey number 19 has been retired by several North American sports teams in honor of past playing greats or other key figures. In Major League Baseball, the Cleveland Indians, for Hall of Famer Bob Feller, the Milwaukee Brewers, for Hall of Famer Robin Yount, the San Diego Padres, for Hall of Famer Tony Gwynn. In the NBA, the New York Knicks, for Hall of Famer Willis Reed. In the NFL, the Baltimore Colts, for Hall of Famer Johnny Unitas. The team has honored this retirement in its current home of Indianapolis. The Kansas City Chiefs, for Hall of Famer Joe Montana. The San Diego Chargers, for Hall of Famer Lance Allworth. In the NHL, the Colorado Avalanche, for Joe Sakic, who entered the Hockey Hall of Fame in November 2012. The Detroit Red Wings, for Hall of Famer Steve Yzerman. Some Red Wings fans collectively refer to themselves as the 19 in his honor. The Minnesota North Stars, for Bill Masterton. The team has honored this retirement in its current home of Dallas. Masterton died from an on-ice injury in 1968, and to this day remains the only NHL player to have died as a direct result of an injury suffered during an NHL game. The Montreal Canadiens, for Hall of Famer Larry Robinson. The New York Islanders, for Hall of Famer Brian Trottier. The Vancouver Canucks, for Marcus Naslund. In the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, 19 is the number of the car currently driven by Carl Edwards for Joe Gibbs Racing. It is a 2015 Toyota Camry. Other fields. The 19 Propositions was a 1642 petition from Parliament to King Charles I of England. The 19th President of the United States was Rutherford B. Hayes. The 19th state to enter the Union of the United States was Indiana, part of the name of a breakfast cereal. Product 19. The Soviet submarine K-19 was the first Soviet nuclear ballistic submarine. I-19 is the designation for a U.S. interstate highway in Arizona. 19 years is very close to 235 lunations. See Metonic cycle. The number of the French department Corrèze.